UBI, because on one side, if UBI replaces purchasing power, so if people have to get an income from the government, which is basically taxes collected from those using AI and robots to make things, then the mindset of capitalism, labor arbitrage, means those people are not producing anything and they're costing me money. Why don't we pay them less and less? Maybe even not pay them at all. And that becomes Elysium, where you basically say, we sit somewhere protected from everyone. We have the machines do all of our work, and those need to worry about themselves. We're not going to pay them UBI anymore, right? And you have to imagine, this idea of UBI assumes this very democratic, caring society. UBI in itself is communism. Think of the ideology between at least socialism. The ideology of giving everyone what they need, that's not the capitalist, democratic society that the West advocates. So those transitions are massive in magnitude. And for those transitions to happen, I believe the right thing to do when the cost of producing everything is almost zero because of AI and robots, because the cost of harvesting energy should actually tend to zero once we get more intelligent to harvest the energy out of thin air, then a possible scenario, and I believe a scenario that AI will eventually do in the utopia, is, anyone can get anything they want. Don't overconsume. We're not going to abuse the planet's resources, but it costs nothing. So like the old days where we were hunter-gatherers, you would, forage for some berries and you'll find them ready in nature, okay? We can, in 10 years' time, 12 years' time, build a society where you can forage for an iPhone in nature. It will be made out of thin air. Nanophysics will allow you to do that, okay? But the challenge, believe it or not, is not tech. The challenge is a mindset. Because the elite, why would they give you that for free? Okay? And the system would morph into, no, hold on. We will make more money. We will be bigger capitalists. We will feed our ego and hunger for power more and more. And for them, give them UBI. And then 3 weeks later, give them less UBI.
Aren't there going to be lots of new jobs created, though? Because when we think about the other revolutions over time, whether it was the Industrial Revolution or other sort of big technological revolutions, in the moment we forecasted that everyone was going to lose their jobs, but we couldn't see all the new jobs that were being created.
Because the machines replaced the human strength at a point in time, and very few places in the West today will have a worker carry things on their back and carry it upstairs. The machine does that work, correct?
Yeah.
Similarly, AI is going to replace the brain of a human. And when the West, in its interesting virtual colonies, that I call it, basically outsourced all labor to the developing nations, what the West publicly said at the time is, we're going to be a services economy. We're not interested in making things and stitching things and so. Let the Indians and Chinese and Bengalis and Vietnamese do that. We're going to do more refined jobs, knowledge workers, we're going to call them. Knowledge workers are people who work with information and click on a keyboard and move a mouse and sit in meetings. And all we produce in the Western societies is what? Blah, 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 words. Right? Or designs maybe sometimes, but everything we produce can be produced by an AI. So if I give you an AI tomorrow, where I give you a piece of land, I give the AI a piece of land and I say, here are the parameters of my land, here is its location on Google Maps. Design an architecturally sound villa for me. I care about a lot of light. And I need 3 bedrooms. I want my bathrooms to be in white marble, whatever. And the AI produces it like that. How often will you go to an architect and say, right? So what will the architect do?